Okay, lesson is on commas between a series of adjectives in front of a noun, and it is our fifth lesson on modifiers. So the question is, when to use a comma, to use or not to use a comma between adjectives when you have a noun that's modified by more than one. So you're going to use commas when the adjectives are equal rank. Okay, well, how do we know if they're equal rank? Well, if they're equal rank, you can add the word and between the adjectives without changing the meaning of the sentence. You have made a simple, polite request. If I added the word and between simple and polite, it does not change the meaning of the sentence at all. You have made a simple and polite request. In this sentence, you is our subject, have made is our verb, right? It is present perfect tense. What you're making is the request. So request is the noun being modified. And we have the article a request. We also have simple request and polite request. Notice with the and, that becomes clear. You have a simple request and a polite request, which is why when we draw arrows, we don't link them. But we don't need the and. We can use a comma. Remember, less words is better. It's concise writing. We like that. So you can replace the and with a comma. The other way you can tell if adjectives are of equal rank is that the order of the adjectives can be changed. And again, if you change the order, it would not change the meaning of the sentence. You have made a polite, simple request, right? Doesn't change the meaning. Another example, disorganized, illogical, messy reports must be rewritten. If I change the order, notice there's commas between these adjectives. Reports is our noun. It's our subject. Messy is describing reports. Illogical is describing the reports. And disorganized is describing the reports. So all of these are adjectives modifying reports. If I change the order, it does not change the sentence. Illogical, messy, disorganized reports must be rewritten. It makes no difference what order I put these three adjectives in. So when that's the case, you can use commas in between them, and you should. Please note that you never use a comma after the last adjective. So notice there's no comma after disorganized before the noun reports, or messy before the noun reports, or simple or polite before the noun request. Okay, we don't separate the noun they're modifying. That last adjective, we do not put a comma there. So incorrect, the frisky young dog ran to greet us. Notice the comma after young here between young and dog. That would be incorrect. Dog is our noun. Correct, the frisky young dog ran to greet us. And we take that comma away. We just leave it between frisky and young. Okay, so the question remains, when don't we use it? Well, when the opposite is true. We do not use a comma to separate adjectives when they must stay in the specific order because they're not of equal rank. If you try and add and, adding the and would change the meaning. That's one way you know they must stay in a specific order. And the order can't be changed. It doesn't make sense. So an example, a few hardy plants were unaffected by the severe frost. In this sentence, plants is the noun, it's our subject. It's being modified by the article a. It's also being modified by few and hardy, these two adjectives. If I tried to change the order, it wouldn't make sense. Another example, some eager birds wake me this morning with their chirping. Birds is the noun that we're modifying. It's the subject. It's being modified by eager birds, and some birds, right? So let's look at what would happen if I added and. A few and hardy plants. Well, that doesn't make sense. We're not talking about a few plants and hardy plants. That would mean all hardy plants. We mean out of the group of hardy plants, a few of those hardy plants were unaffected by the frost. So therefore, this order cannot be changed. The same with birds. If I tried to add in some and eager birds, well, that would mean all the eager birds and some other birds woke me. And that's not the case. What we mean is out of all the eager birds, some of them woke me up this morning with their chirping. So the order has to stay the same. And here's an example of trying to change the order, right? A hearty few plants, that doesn't make sense, right? We can't add and in between them, and we can't really reverse that. A hearty few plants doesn't make sense. Eager some birds. That's an even better example, right? That really, we would not write that way. We don't speak that way. It doesn't make sense. Eager some birds. And so when that's the case, we don't use a comma. We don't need the comma between few and hearty. We don't use a comma between some and eager because they're not of equal rank.